So obviously, the superstar wasn't the first bodybuilder to get into wrestling. He was one of the first, I imagine. Do you remember any bodybuilders or just like wrestlers who, when you started watching, just had awesome bodies that you just thought, that like really captivated your imagination? Thought that guy looks amazing and something to emulate.
Carpentier, Carpentier, however you want to say it. Yeah, I thought, but he had wide hips, so he wouldn't, and he didn't. His shoulders were wide, but he didn't have the hip to shoulder separation. But he was always ripped and cut. I think he was a gymnast to begin with, and then became into wrestling and trained. But he carried like 220, 230 pounds around. He looked like a pretty good sized guy in the ring. He was, then there Reggie Parks. Reggie Parks was always in good shape. Tony Marino was a Mr. America. Jimmy Snuka, I told you,
Hmm.
was Mr. Hawaiian Islands. I hate Snuka. He trained hard when he was young. When he had to get that size, but after that, he did almost nothing to maintain. He was a total genetic freak. He would eat, he'd eat bread, eat right, not a lot, at time if he had to, or if around, he wouldn't, I'm not eating that, or, he'd have a hamburger, he'd eat, seemingly he'd eat just about anything, spaghetti or whatever. But, to himself, he's a lot of salads and boiled eggs and stuff, at home and around home and stuff. But his genetics were just incredible.
So did you ever train with him? Because I know you were tag team partners with him early on in your career, so you could be seen together. So did you train with him, and did he have some like ridiculous numbers he was putting up, or was he just
No,
quite lazy?
no, no, yeah. Yeah, he didn't care. He would just get up in the morning. He had this little rubber thing, and he'd do some light, everything super light, light benches and tricep presses. I don't know how the hell he kept his legs up because he had great legs, big cut, hard legs. I don't know how. I never saw him do a squat. Maybe a couple free squats or something to stretch out or to. Never saw him do any squats. There was, never, and never saw him, in a gym or somewhere after his original training days, because he trained with a rugged crew with Leo Reed, whose son is the Rocks, was the Rocks stand-in for a long time. Tanoi Reed, and then guy Baby Kaeo, a little guy who's about 5'4", 5'5", repping 405 down at Dean's gym. No, and another guy out here. Oh my God, Ayu, Junior Ayu, who was a Canadian football player for I think about close to 15 years. He was a great app, but the money was different, and he was able to get on a couple teams there and beat the status, the citizen status, where he stayed in Canada,
Hmm.
made a career out of it. So he was a top Canadian. So that was his crew when he started training with those four guys, and they all they're all serious workouts. But after that, no.